Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.
Production.
7 Mile Radio.
What it is, yo? What's up? Happy Wednesday, y'all. Y'all know the vibe. What up, Mac? Welcome back.
Thank you, young man.
We missed you, Mac. How you been?
Missed y'all too. I've been great.
Mark D, what up with you, my boy?
Same old shit, different toilet, you know me.
Same shit, different toilet. Yes, we do know you, my boy. Mac,
Yes, sir.
how's your day going so far, my baby?
It's been a busy day. It's getting even longer with this 30-minute delay in my life. But hey, I appreciate y'all's flexibility.
No,
You know,
absolutely.
I gotta be a mommy too.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Absolutely. We appreciate you, though. You know what I'm saying? So how was the tournament? We saw Donovan out there doing them
He was
flips and
doing
shit.
his thing. It was 1,000 kids. 1,000 kids. But he did his thing though.
Well, congratulations, man. I'm glad I saw some of the videos. So my guy got it in.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all tapping in with us tonight on Excuse My Truth podcast with Mac and Macho. Yabba dabba Yahtzee, my baby.
We got a couple guests in the studio.
Yeah, we do. To my immediate left. You want to introduce yourself, my brother?
Yes, I am Mr. Real Talk 101. You better know it, the one and only. I will be here just to literally touch your souls.
Oh,
He said he touches souls.
he
Yeah.
touched soul.
He
Soul
said he was
toucher.
coming. He said he coming for us tonight.
Man, I don't do no sugar talk, man. I don't do no sugar talk. Don't talk me to death. Let's get it.
Get into it.
Let's get it.
And our other guest, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Cherry. I think a lot of y'all know me from last week. I guess y'all had so much fun with me. I asked me to come back. So
Hey.
I'm here in the flesh.
We appreciate you pulling back up on us, my baby. Mr. Real Talk, we appreciate you pulling up.
Danny, what's up?
Mark D, as always, we appreciate you, my baby.
You know it.
D-Mac, we appreciate you, too.
We appreciate you, Macho.
Well, I appreciate it all. You know what I'm saying? We all appreciate it. Hey, y'all, so we going to talk about it tonight, man. So it's probably the hottest, one of the hottest current events that we, dealing with in today's society. And that's her name was Carlicia Hood.
Yeah.
And her 14-year-old son, who were recently acquitted of murder charges.
Not acquitted.
They weren't.
They dropped.
They dropped. Oh, they
You only
dropped the
get
murder
acquitted
charges.
when you go to trial.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, keep me together then, my baby. That's how you know I don't be breaking no laws. You know what I'm saying?
I know that
You
shit.
feel me?
I
This
thought
nigga
I
said
was
he
the only
quit.
one.
Feel me? That's
I
how
thought
you
I was
know-
the only one. I was getting educated for real.
That's how you know I really be corporate thugging. You know what I'm saying?
He said
But,
corporate.
But the scenario is in Chicago. The mom and her son was in a restaurant, it appears, and from the video that we see, it was a dude in there basically telling the mom to, get your food, and shut up. And if you say one more word, you know what I'm saying, on my grandma,
On my grandma.
you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna blow your shit out, or into something in that context. And then he steps back, and then he's still telling her, you know what I'm saying, like woo woo. And then he steps back and he said, you said one more time. And all we see him do is like haul off, and that's where the video that I saw stopped. Now I don't know. I don't know if there's more footage out there, but that's where it stopped at. But allegedly after that, he like was brutally assaulting her, like several times, and then her son shot dog and killed him. Okay, now like so the mom, in the midst of her arguing, had already called or texted her son to grab the blicky and come in here because dog is really aggressive, you know what I'm saying, and I think he might try to do something, so come in here and get ready to lay him down in some capacity.
I don't think she.
I don't
she
think
didn't
she
say that.
necessarily
She
said
probably asked him to bring it to her.
Okay.
Right.
But if they would have gone through her phone records and saw that she said, "Come in here and kill this man," there would have been justification for them to
Charges
continue
to
on
stick,
with those
yeah.
charges.
Okay, gotcha.
But they had to look at her text message and
Okay.
deduce that did not.
So she
actually
said,
happen.
"Get my shit, bring it in."
To me.
But in the midst of him bringing it in, he see dog.
He see dog pummeling his mom.
You know what I'm
My
saying?
ass,
So at
yeah.
that point, he
So
take that
he
bitch out,
utilized it.
and you know what I'm saying? And then dog runs out, and he goes behind him and give him the other one. Now, was
The
it
other
only
two.
two shots?
Two more.
The other two.
He gave him two more, so he
shot
gave
him
him three
two more
altogether.
times,
Shot him three
So
times.
it's 3 times.
So dog caught 3 and ended up dying, and then they arrest the mom and the son, and then a few days later, charges were dropped.
Yes.
Okay, Mac, pick it up.
Okay, so I learned today that the initial controversy started when dude and his girl came in there and tried to cut the line.
Okay,
So that's when the woman, decided she, like she had to say
Carlicia.
something. Carlicia said something to him. So that was the initial reason for their back and forth.
okay,
So dude got even more angry when she said, "Go get in the car," because his back was to the threshold of the door. He didn't see the son, so he thinking she talking to him, like telling him to go get in the car. He was like, "Who? Oh, say one more thing."
okay. But she was really talking to her son.
She was telling her son to go back and get. She was telling him go back and get in the car,
Okay,
which contradicts the media's portrayal of her saying, "Come in here and kill him."
Right.
If I said, "Come in here and kill him," why am I telling you to go get back in the car?
right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so then he shoots him. A man goes out running towards his vehicle. So a lot of people were saying, well, why did he shoot him after he shot him the first time? Blah, 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 blah. There was still an element of danger. If this man gets to his vehicle, who knows what he got in his vehicle?
Right.
My life and my mother's life is still in danger.
Right,
So let me eliminate the threat.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's catchy. That's
Yeah,
catchy.
That's shit. That's how it goes.
I mean, I understand that's how it go, but we also know they're not going to look at it like that. We can see that all we want.
Well, they did.
We-
They
no,
did.
they
They
looked
looked
at
at
it
it
If they
like
didn't
that.
look at it
Right.
like that, the charges
But,
wouldn't be dropped.
but listen to what I'm saying.
They didn't want to look at that
Okay.
like that until
Yeah,
that shit
because
became
when you
public.
say they, what are you referring to?
The law, the
Again,
prosecutor,
Referring to the
right?
law or they?
Well, let me finish.
Right.
I didn't get a chance to finish
Okay.
anything.
Right.
My thing is this: we can say what we feel is what needs to be done, just like those charges was dropped due to the fact of what they didn't do was a full, thorough investigation. So therefore, charges had to be dropped, and the charges was dropped due to the nature of the crime that they saw that we saw. So once they saw that, and then just like my man said, one shot. When you take a class, you already know what you can do and what you can't do. And once you decide to follow him and repeat twice,
That's what I thought.
that's another case.
But wasn't this young man 14? Can I
14
be clear on that?
Can
Was
I,
he?
can I
No, I'm
fin-
just asking. Was he
I'll
14?
let y'all
14.
talk. I
Okay.
did nothing but let y'all talk.
ahead,
I
go ahead. It
listened.
was
Let
just a
me,
question.
right. So in order for you to get that answer, let me finish because I'm about to get every last one of your questions
Okay.
in the statement that I'm about to make.
I doubt it, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, my thing is once he decided to chase him or follow him due to the fact of what he assumed, what we're assuming, that he may be still a threat of what he may have in his car, we can only say that because that's probably what we think that's going on. But they only can go by what they have proof of. And my thing is if that's the case, him going far into it like that, that could maybe opening up another case. They
Keep
can't.
saying the same thing.
Right. I'm saying the same thing because there's charges there. That's why.
But if there
If-
were,
if-
then they would doubt.
They haven't because they had to let it go due to the fact of the footage. They got the footage. They got the body. They couldn't go any further. They wanted to drop murder one because of the body. They can't charge him for anything else because they didn't do a full investigation from the jump. So therefore, they didn't have any other charges. They had to drop the murder charges due to the fact of the nature of the crime. They thought the same thing that the public thought. No,
What
we
I'm saying
cannot
is if there
allow
were
it.
more charges, then there would have been more charges brought on them than just the murder charge.
Right.
Well, but those charges, they didn't have enough time because they was gone within 2 days. They was out of there within 2 days.
So you thinking
That don't
that
make
they're
no- that don't
going
make
to
sense.
think later and be like, okay, we
Oh,
gotta
yeah, well,
charge
they
this
did this. Let's
juvenile
go back
with
and-
something.
no.
Yes, they can do that. Once you keep on, you playing with them now. Oh, you want to sue us after we was for you?
I
You want to
said that.
sue
No,
us?
not
You
that
want to
part.
sue? You want to sue us
Yeah.
because I did? We dropped all charges when we could have got you for FOMO.
They
You
should've
wanna
walked
sue
away.
us? You should have walked away. Now you being greedy. Now you being greedy as hell.
No.
You both are out. Be grateful. Move on.
No, that's
You
some
both
bullshit.
are. No, that's not
Okay.
bullshit.
In
because
my
now-
opinion, I mean,
because-
not me.
right.
I'm not you.
Right.
You know, I respect
understand-
your opinion.
I understand what you're saying, but
yeah.
now you're both free. You're both out. You're walking
They
out.
not free. They got tickets on their head.
Man, who got tickets on it from who?
Nigga, they in Chicago, bro.
The family
Right.
of the
The
Move.
family of the deceased.
The family of the deceased?
Why do you think they not staying at their house? The police got them in protective custody somewhere.
Well, if that's the case, then you could move on. Have them move you out the
Man,
way.
the family better realize
that's
if,
what this
if
money about to
auntie-
do from this lawsuit.
So the family got to ask themselves if his mama was in the restaurant and
Right.
a nigga did what he did to his
your
mama.
grandmama.
Would
Right.
you
You
see?
saw a
And
nigga
he,
on
what
your
he about to
grandmama.
one of his
Right.
two daughters. The man
And then he got
daughters.
and he got two daughters. Are you serious?
Man, that Doggy Bone had that
Come
coming.
on, man.
He
He
that
had-
coming.
What
had-
his two daughters got to do with the
What they
helping
got
his
to do with
case?
anything?
Because to be honest,
He clearly don't have respect for women because this
Yeah,
is this
that's-
nigga's
that's hurting
character.
his
right?
case.
So his family
That's
should.
hurting
His
his
family
He
should
went
know
on that lady like he used to hitting bitches.
Right, and once
He
his
is
family
used to
saw
hitting
that,
bitches. That's why he had that
once
coming.
Yeah.
right, and once
Yeah.
his family saw that, you think they was like, "Oh, we need to fight for him. We need to do something for him."
They
didn't
already
do it.
getting death threats, bro.
I don't know why, because he was in the wrong.
Yeah, but
He
but
was,
listen,
but
everybody
he was,
don't look
but,
at it
you
like
know,
that though.
Right.
Some,
They're
some
like,
families
that's our
condone
level,
that.
and he
Yeah,
didn't
fact.
deserve that, which neither did she.
Right, she didn't. But again,
And
who-
neither
Ain't
did
no
that
vote after that.
14-year-old have to be subject to watching his mama get her ass beat.
now let me ask you
Because you
this.
hit my motherfucking mama, you get
But
You
listen,
get-
your
you get
mental,
everything.
Your mental. Okay, here's my thing. Like, your mental at a 14-year-old, right? You don't, as an adult, I expect you to have control over your fucking actions.
Actually.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, if I was out and somebody hit my mama, the first thing I'm not going to do is to think to shoot somebody, because my actions and my brain is going to go to my freedom, the consequences and shit like that.
As
You
an
14
adult.
as an adult. But at 14,
No, I
you-
don't think
you
nobody
don't-
actions are thinking that when somebody brutally attacking
listen,
their
no,
mama.
don't-
Me
no,
knowing the
don't
law,
get me
I'm not-
wrong.
my freedom ain't
don't-
in question because I know the law.
His
you can't
adolescent
expect him
brain-
at 14
Most-
to
that
think
part,
like an
that
adult.
part.
That's
I
the
know.
only
That part.
thing I've been saying.
That part.
Now, what you're saying as far as them lawyering up and all of that shit after it happened, after they done got off, I 100% agree with you. It's not that I feel like they shouldn't do it, but I kind of feel like, damn, y'all didn't even let shit cool down. Now you want to snatch a lawyer up
Right.
and kind of like be like, oh no, we about to sue. Like, I understand, but I understand that you got your ass beat. I understand that you got arrested. I understand that
probably
the
their
shit was
defense
wrong.
attorney's
But at the
idea-
same time,
idea to file shit.
somebody's life is gone, and you beat a charge. And I said this earlier, and I know people ain't gonna like what I'm about to say, but I kind of feel like it is very rare for niggas to get off on some shit like that.
Yeah,
It
but,
is.
but,
It is.
but
Very
check this
rare.
out.
Very
I
rare.
agree with you that it's very rare, but at the same time, I don't think we should just be grateful we got
Oh
off.
no, I just
No.
think they
So-
shouldn't have did the lawyer
my
yet.
man, so I get my ass beat. My son has to defend my life with deadly force. We get charged with murder. After I done got my ass beat, my son is 14. He's on the adrenaline at this point. He's defending his mom.
Yeah.
If that nigga emptied the clip, they would have chalked it up to his age and the
It's his
underdevelopment
age
of
that
his
makes
brain
me- yeah.
and the consequences.
Crime of
I'm not
passion.
thinking about consequences in this moment because at this age, at 14, their nature is to be impulsive.
Yeah,
Their
I
nature
mean, I
is
couldn't
to
imagine
not
if
be
I was
critically
a child.
thinking in the moment.
Right,
You understand
right.
what I'm saying?
I understand.
They're adolescents, and they have adolescent minds and they have adolescent brains. That's why a lot of adolescents get charged as such.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? So they recognized in the moment that this boy did not have the wherewithal to process what was going on intellectually and maturely enough to stop what he was doing once it got started. You see a 14-year-old watch his mom get her ass beat. He pulls out the clip. Boom. He sees the guy running. I mean, I'm just going to be like, okay, I got him. No, that's not where a 14-year-old
'Cause he's
watching his
still
mom
emotional.
get her ass
He's still
beat.
emotional.
He's still emotional. It's called heat of passion. It's a heat of passion
what I
defense.
just said.
Have you ever
Crime of
heard of that?
passion.
A man walks in on his wife getting fucked by another nigga. He's not going to completely get off, but then his sentencing will have what they call
Leniency.
Yeah, leniency because of the mitigating circumstances that mitigate the crime. That means it diminishes the intensity of the crime because there were factors that contributed to it.
Right.
Right.
That's like
And-
that Memphis cop that killed the dude, and then they tried to say that he was dating his wife or something. The cops were trying to make it a crime of passion so he would get off a little bit easier.
Oh yeah,
Well,
Tiffany. I'm
let's-
sure them lawyers would call
But
him
my,
her.
my right and
Rightly so.
my thing is, I understand what you're saying to the point that we just can't say a 14-year. It's anybody. What anybody would do at
You
any
can't,
at
you can't
any
do
age.
it. You can't do that.
I mean,
You
if,
have
if
to
I, if,
separate
if I was
adolescence
if
and
I,
adult
if I
maturity.
saw my mother in a position as such, I would probably do the same.
Would you have kept shooting?
No, I wouldn't kept shooting.
Okay,
it.
that's
how
the
do you
difference
know that,
between
though?
the
And-
adult mind and the adolescent
Right.
mind.
And the reason why I wouldn't kept shooting because I wouldn't know where. But I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But I'm just saying is that we are going to think a certain way in a certain time and act a certain type of way when we see something that we're not accustomed to. It's in us. But I understand what you're saying about a 14-year-old doing what he's doing, going after him. Well, you think the lawyers and the prosecutors going to look at? Oh, he didn't. He's
They did.
14. I understand.
They did.
No, they only looked at the fact that they had the footage now. They looked at the fact
Okay,
that
let's
they had the
talk
footage.
about that. Let's pause for a second because we want to keep talking about now that they got the footage. Fuck all that.
Is-
They had the footage.
They had the footage.
They had to have had the footage before the public got the footage. They always do.
and
Okay,
I believe
so
that
that
too.
establishment had a surveillance camera. The night of that incident, that surveillance camera should have been reviewed.
Right, exactly.
And if it wasn't, that was an error on their part.
And that's why
Which
they
is
was
part of the
dropped.
reason
But
why
we
they
don't
didn't
know
try.
that it
That's-
wasn't.
that's
We
why
don't
it
know
was
that it
dropped.
wasn't. We don't know that it wasn't. What we know is either they looked at it and misrepresented it to the public and the media, or they didn't look at it and didn't do their due diligence to thoroughly investigate before they charged her. The reason she's suing is because of defamation of character.
Right.
I'm not a murderer. I was the victim. You all painted me as a murderer across the media with these charges. You rushed to judgment before you even thoroughly investigated, before you even did your due diligence. Understand this. Yes, they should have been detained for the 72-hour hold that they can hold him up to without pressing charges. If you don't have enough to press charges, you got to let him go, right?
Right.
So if in those 72 hours your dumb ass didn't look at that footage, you a fucking idiot and they deserve to get the fuck off.
Well, that's why idiots dropped it. That's why they
Let me-
dropped it.
But this is also why she's suing.
Okay,
Yeah, because
but-
now you
Because
causing
of
me
it's a
mental
miscarriage
motherfucking
of
Right.
justice.
So
Right.
now
Yeah.
that see, I'm talking. I understand what you're saying.
Okay,
Trust me.
okay.
But I'm saying something that somebody else may be saying that's tuning in to the point that this is how the Justice Department is going to be thinking. Not like how we are thinking. They not thinking shit like us. Excuse my French. Oops.
The DA wasn't, but that prosecutor was.
Right, but the
prosecutor was like,
the
hell nah.
prosecutor was exactly why, because she ain't had no choice, because they messed up
They messed up the investigation.
investigation. They didn't
your
do it.
torch?
The only thing they had was the body. That was it. They only had the body. They
had
go
the
off of
footage
that.
too,
But
though.
a
They
body
had-
doesn't
it's a later
automatically
fact.
translate into first degree murder. There's so many levels of murder.
Right, but
first degree,
again,
second degree
let me
manslaughter.
finish. Let
Yeah.
me finish. My thing, I understand everything you're saying. Again, that's why charges and everything was dropped. That's why they let them walk out.
But let me pick your brain for a 2nd I get everything you're saying. We're agreeing on that. But you're also saying she should just be grateful and walk away and not sue for the damages that they've done to her and her son.
What?
When damages are done, they're not. The only way she can recoup is monetary. Who's she gonna sue?
Right. and
Who's
then-
she gonna arrest? Who's she gonna prosecute? Her only retribution for the injustice that was afflicted upon her and her son is to go after money.
So you're going to go after money after a city that know they fouled up. They know they messed up. They
Listen
know,
to what you're saying.
Let me finish. And
They
you'll-
know.
Let me finish.
You can't be the only person
Let
to
me-
talk, but we
but-
gotta have a conversation.
Right.
okay?
I can't
All right.
finish because.
But let's
let-
well, because you're saying the same thing. We want to
No,
move
I'm
on and
about
get
to.
to a point.
I'm about to say something else.
Okay.
I'm about to say something
Okay.
else because the simple fact is, I understand what you're saying, but my thing is, once you take it to another level, you made me lose track of what I was about to
No,
say.
I know what you mean. Once,
I
once
totally
she
lost
starts
track of what-
suing, that's gonna make
The
them
sewing
look
part,
at her.
That's the part you were speaking on.
Right,
That's gonna
thank
make
you.
them start looking
They
at her.
They gonna start looking
Scrutinizing
for
the
right,
situation.
And the reason why is because, like I said, they know they messed up.
Mm-hmm.
They know they did. They know they didn't do a full investigation. That's one reason why they also say all charges dropped. Let them walk out. Forget it. And just like the young lady said, it's rare that we get away with cases like this. Me personally, wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Don't just say, okay, we getting out. Sue. But to be
So
honest
they have
with
no
you,
consequences
I
for
didn't,
fucking up?
I didn't say
So
that.
just
I
because
didn't
we
say-
said we acknowledge we fucked up, there's no recompense. We don't have
No,
to
no,
pay
no.
you.
That's
we don't
not
have
what
to.
I'm- that's
Well, I
not
think they
what I'm
should.
saying.
I
we
think
just
they
get to
should.
say I'm sorry.
Give
we
it some
fucked your
room.
son's life
He
up.
said
Give it
19,
some
he said give it
room.
some room.
Give
Like, give
it
it some
some
time
room.
since
Give
it
it some
happened
time.
because it's fresh.
It-
But
it's-
somebody in the comments said that they can hold you accountable for, oh, damn, where it go? somebody was basically saying like, whatever you say, they can give you a recharge based off
What you
you're
say.
stating after that. Is what somebody
Exactly.
just said in the comments.
Oh, yeah, anything to be held
He
against
could
you
have
in the
said
court of
he
law.
could have said something while he was locked up. Who's to know? Who's to know what he said?
Hey, Carla. Hey,
You shouldn't have
Toya,
punched her.
anytime,
But I
yeah.
mean,
It's
shit.
it's a itchy
It's a
thing.
sticky
It's a
situation,
sticky
but I feel like
situation.
it's a bigger issue because it's in the black community. Because I feel like this type of shit happen all the time, and it's not such an uproar. If the roles was a little bit different, it wouldn't be such an uproar. But so many people are so opinionated on this particular topic because
The
they're
white lady,
black.
they
But
just
see,
said they
that's
can't find no
fine.
charges on that white lady that shot the black lady through her door. That she ain't
Oh,
gonna
they
get charged for that.
waited. She should have got charged that
Yeah,
day.
but
just like
you know what?
did. But
they didn't even follow proper protocol with that bullshit. You know
Or
what I mean?
this, or
yeah.
this.
Yeah, but they didn't even like. Did they detain her at all?
No.
No, they didn't.
They dropped charges.
Yeah, okay, just like they dropped charges in this one, but her and her son were detained in this situation.
Right.
She shouldn't have been
They
detained.
were
period.
arrested and charged.
I could even see them detaining the boy first.
First.
Having that conversation at 72 hours and figuring shit out. The mother never pulled the trigger. Not to say that, oh, I'm 14 and I defend my mama,
So-
but you never really know. But what I'm saying is like, I feel like she shouldn't have got arrested.
The
period.
police went off of a statement of the witness, and guess who the witness was?
Somebody who worked
The
at
nigga's girlfriend.
Oh, the one
That
who
was
was putting
the
the post
witness.
on the internet.
You understand what I'm saying? That's the witness that gave the statement to the police.
Okay, I got
And
it.
so the police are going off of her statement and charging them based off of the witness statement rather than doing their investigative due diligence.
Like they should have.
To determine whether or not what the witness is saying to them is accurate. But you went basically solely off of one person's account. When you have a camera in the motherfucking building.
And had that whole narrative plastered all over the media.
That would have played
across the
out the
country.
way they wanted it to play out, except for that pedestrian making that clip public.
It went viral. That video went viral, and we don't think that the Justice Department didn't see that.
Oh no, they seen it. They
They
probably
seen
helped
it.
it go viral because
Exactly.
what they want to put on the internet is niggas killing niggas.
They
so
want that. They want that, and just imagine if they didn't get if it didn't went the way we think it should have went. What if they both would have got it? Do you not understand what the stuff we would have seen?
we wouldn't have seen nothing.
We would have seen nothing at all.
Because it's black on black.
It's black
Yeah.
on black. So they had to really ease it and peanut butter it right quick. And that's exactly
This
what
is
happened.
what I'm tired of us accepting, though. To suggest that, okay, I get that y'all saying, okay, give it. Well, how long she
Give
supposed
us
to
some
wait?
room.
How long she supposed to wait before she sue? This woman has to get out of a town immediately.
Mm-hmm.
She has to sell her rental properties immediately.
Mm-hmm.
She has to get her son some help for the rest of his mental health life.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? This boy will probably never get a job. Y'all remember that white boy Rittenhauer that was shooting them people up at the this nigga tried. He got off, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was charged with murder, got off, right? The nigga can't get a job nowhere. Can't get a job nowhere
Okay.
because you were charged with murder.
Right.
This boy's life is fucked.
Definitely.
I'm not saying that he can't overcome this, but it's gonna take a lot. So yes, Sue, I need my money now so I can get the fuck on because what y'all did was made us a target.
So
Because
you
they
go.
definitely
So
can't go
bas-
back to living a regular 9
At
to
all.
5.
So basically, you go JG went for it.
J.G. Wentworth, this nigga. What you
She
drink?
need her money now. Okay.
Hell yeah.
I don't
I don't feel
understand.
like she has to wait 60 to 90 days till this shit die down.
But-
and no, I would rather sue while this shit
Strike
is
while the
high
iron is
intention.
hot. Strike
Because
while the
guess
iron is
what?
hot.
The police want to quiet this shit.
They want
and they
to.
are going to quiet it with money.
With money.
And
You're
quiet,
right.
and quiet is kept. I believe that it was a lawyer that got in her head before she decided.
Even if it
anything.
was, that lawyer's brilliant. Do it now while the tensions are high, while they want to shush this shit.
Yeah.
You're not just shushing it by dropping the charges, bitch.
Right.
Because you fucked our lives up and put a target on our back. So fuck waiting 60 to 90 days, nigga. I might not make it till then.
Well,
But did
Let's
they-
go
but did they-
into this courtroom. Let's sit at this table. Let's shut this shit up quietly with some dollars.
But technically, they put the own target on their back though.
They didn't put their own target
Shit,
on
the
it. That
moment they-
nigga did that.
I
See,
get
I
it.
get so sick of people making the
How did
victim
they
the
put- I'm not-
perpetrator.
how did they
I'm
put
so
target
sick
on
of
their
that
own back,
shit,
though?
dog.
You said the police put the target on their back. The moment they killed dog, the
Dog,
target was on
come
their back.
Macho, come
I'm
on
not
with
ju-
that dumb shit, dog.
How that's
for real.
dumb? That's the
That's-
reality.
that's
You don't think?
reality.
You think? Wait, hold on,
That's
Matt.
No
option.
disrespect. No disrespect. I just
Matt.
we talk.
So
What
if-
was
if
the other
they-
option? What was the
if
other
they
option?
wasn't, if they
Excuse
wasn't,
my
if they
truth.
if they
if
wouldn't have,
they wasn't, if the nigga never would have touched her, we wouldn't even be
You're
here
missing
having
my
this
point.
conversation.
You're missing my point.
Why the victim got to be the
You're
perpetrator?
missing my
Why the
point.
victim got to be the?
let me ask my question.
I would love to hear.
Let me
what
ask
you
my
got to say.
question. My
That shit,
question.
I hate when we do that
Let
to
me ask
ourselves.
my question.
Because society does
Let
that to us
me
every
ask
day.
my
Let him ask the
question.
question.
I am, but we talk
My
like that.
question is specifically, if the police wouldn't have charged them, do you think they wouldn't have had a target on their back? Yes or no?
They were gonna have it anyway.
That's
Yes.
all I'm saying.
Yes. All day.
That's
They were-
all I'm
they were
that's
gonna
all
have
I'm-
it from the
So
family
Matt trying to make it
because-
like I'm saying, well, no, he the victim. No, I'm not saying that.
No,
because you
I'm
hit my
not saying-
motherfucking
I'm not-
mama,
no,
I'm
listen,
laying you the fuck
listen.
down.
What I'm suggesting, if you let me get my shit off one time, what I'm suggesting is they would have a target on their back either way. The way, listen, the way it was presented by the police to the media to present to the public, which was a misrepresentation of the
Agreed.
facts.
I agree with that.
Okay, so that's what make them
Calm
a
down
bigger.
before you start
no,
sweating.
no, I'm passionate. Just as you were passionate when you were just speaking, I'm passionate. So I don't have to calm down, just like she did. And you gonna hit me? I'm just saying. What made them a bigger target is the misrepresentation. She texted her son to come in and kill him. Where y'all get that shit from?
Yeah, but not-
they
the media
got
did
that
They
false
changed the
information.
narrative
yeah,
for sure.
but the media got their information from whom?
Somebody who
The
wasn't even
police
in the
report
phone. Right.
from the witness that had a stake in the game.
Yeah, big facts.
Of
That
course.
wasn't objective.
And
So
then
basically-
they said the mama tried to get the son to go shoot the whoever was instigating the shit, like, you know what I'm saying, and the son wouldn't do it though. That's a
So-
But see,
So
it's a
what
whole
you-
lot of they say.
No,
Yeah.
so what you're
But
saying
if all
basically is
that
that
is
it
true,
enhanced it. That's what you're saying. It enhanced
It
it.
enhanced it. The misrep because what you're
Because
what
the
they were
target was
saying-
there, it just made it bigger.
Exactly.
That's not
Okay.
that's not what she said.
So if
That is what she's saying.
That's what she's saying now, but she
no,
said
no,
the police
let
put
me-
the
let me-
target on their back.
But first of all, Macho, let's start at the beginning of this situation. Woman goes in, get her food. Nigga comes in, try to cut. Woman says something, speak up because she a strong black woman.
Right.
Nigga can't handle it. Rock her 3 times. Son kill her. Kill him. Boom, boom, boom. They get arrested, charged for first-degree murder, as if this shit was planned, as if she planned for this nigga to beat her ass, as if she planned. First-degree murder means I intended
Yeah,
ahead of
premeditated.
time, and I planned this shit, and I intended to come kill you. That's the misrepresent. That's the first misrepresentation. The second misrepresentation is that apparently they wanted to suggest that the mother text the son to come kill the man. How would she do that? And then soon as he hit the threshold of the door, she tells him to go get back in the car.
All right.
It's not making sense. It's the miscarriage of information. It's the misrepresentation of information that made them an even greater target because it looked like that's what they intended to do. That's what they came there to do. And that is not how the fuck it happened.
Right.
That's what makes them a bigger target.
We agree.
The insufficiency of their investigation, not vetting this witness, charging them with first-degree murder.
Definitely a miscarriage of
Yeah,
justice.
so
Absolutely.
yeah, it intensified the target. Anytime a nigga kill a nigga in Chicago, nigga, it's a target on your back because it's retaliation time.
Than in Chicago.
You understand
Facts.
what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But what happened was even worse after the fact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
media
That's
motherfucking.
my point.
Yeah, the media
Yeah.
motherfucking.
It just intensified it and it made shit worse because the media.
That's my point.
The media will create a story
Create
to make
a whole
them to make
narrative.
themselves look good. Like they want to build shit. They want to hype shit up. They
We
want
have
to
to
take
be
care of
careful how the
and you
media
know the
getting their
media.
information,
The
though. Who
media
they
will
getting it from?
also do shit to redirect your focus. Okay, the media will put some shit out there and have you so focused on one thing while they fucking up everything else in the background. I said the same shit with that submarine shit last week. Like everybody was so focused on that, and it was all kind of other crazy shit going on. It's the same thing with this.
700 migrants that just literally drowned and died.
Yeah, like that.
You know
That was
how
not
many
even.
people were in that little restaurant that saw that
Oh yeah, I didn't get that part.
and walked away.
yeah.
People just turned around and
Grown
walked out the
men,
door.
Grown men walking
as,
away.
as this man is beating this woman's
Beating
ass.
this
Like,
woman's
come
ass.
on,
Like
now.
she
Man.
a whole nigga bigger than him.
I'm sure it's a garbage can, some type of table, something you can pick the fuck up and
Now,
toss.
only person I seen, and I don't know, it could have been more people, but I seen an elderly man in there. And
Yeah,
a
he
woman.
turned around and walked out.
He went
saw
out.
him.
I ain't seen no other men
But
in
the
there. What would
motherfuckers
y'all
who
expect-
work there,
What,
though.
oh, okay, but I'm about to say, what would you expect an elderly
Well,
man to
yeah,
do
you
in
right,
that
you
moment?
right.
to
But what
you?
about the
Just
people who
stuff
work
like
there?
that.
Elderly man to do
Right,
anything.
exactly.
The people who
that
own
work
the
there,
establishment.
They just
Like,
backed
who's
up. He
there?
was trying to get a lady hit her fool when she was getting hit. Like he put
Okay,
right
and then
before she got
and then the
hit.
people
All right,
in
we're
the
gonna
back.
read some of the
Right,
comments.
The
that-
people
there
in the
it
back.
is.
How often, if you, I mean, we've all worked at fast food restaurants, or maybe we haven't, right? But are you going to come out from the back to defuse a fight between customers?
Nah, you ain't. You ain't putting
You're
yourself
not
in
coming out
jeopardy.
there. I didn't come here to defuse no fight. I'm making burgers.
Yeah,
today.
Right.
Latanya, we agree. The target was on their back when they killed him. That's anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody got a target on their back because you killed somebody's
You
loved
took
one. Some
somebody,
motherfuckers
yeah.
want street justice. But what they did after the fact to them was an even bigger miscarriage of justice.
Miss Brandy says, my son is 11, and I know his mind would tell him to try and help protect me by all means.
Absolutely.
The mother and son needs to heal with therapy. It's
Yeah.
going to be a long road ahead.
Lifetime.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna
Like,
open up the call-in line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
Right.
yeah, it's
Like,
been
like the therapy part about that
if
is
y'all
deep.
want to call in, the number is Macho.
313-723-0481.
Yeah.
Right there on the bottom
Lisa
corner of
Carter
the screen.
says, when the adrenaline gets to pumping, you're not thinking about consequences. 14 or 44 absolutely.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Good point, Lisa.
Toy says, my thing is, once you go to any courtroom, her suing them is one. They're allowed to use what they are against you to recharge.
Yeah, that's the
They
comment I
can.
was saying.
We
They
have
As long as
can.
they don't dismiss with without prejudice,
Yeah.
or with prejudice. If they dismiss with prejudice, we can't bring charges against you. If we dismiss without prejudice, we can bring them charges back up.
He'll never be regular. Absolutely, he won't. The target
I
is on
asked
their
my
back
son,
when
I said, if that was me getting beat up by some man, I said, what would you do? He said, I'm shooting everybody.
So my
He said, I'm shooting the people that wouldn't help me.
so my thing is this. So I understand what you're saying. I'm listening. So my question is this: will that money fix what you say that is broken?
It's not gonna
It's
fix
not
it.
gonna
It's
fix
not gonna
it.
fix anything.
help.
Check this out. Check this out. Let's stop with that because let's say
It's
you
like
got
you don't want 'em to get the money. Like,
that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
it's
Let's say you
don't
got
want 'em
into a car accident, right? Come on, let's be real. Let's say you got into a car
Why I
accident.
gotta believe? Why I gotta be
No,
that
I
way?
want to ask you a
You-
question.
you be
Let's
in
say
them.
you got into a car accident. The other person got insurance. You got injured for life, right? Your life is forever changed because they injured you for life due to their negligent driving, right? You suing the shit out of that insurance, right? Why?
Because I'm fucked up.
Oh, you don't think they fucked up?
Oh, they did fuck up.
Do you
That
think
ain't the
they
way
are
what she
fucked up?
asked.
Right, they are fucked up.
Okay, it's the same principle. The only way you can get retribution is not criminally unless they were drinking or driving or something like that or blah 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 blah. But civilly, the only weapon she has at this point is a civil suit.
I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying because I'm not against them suing at all.
No,
just against
Lisa.
them
Go-
suing
hold up,
right now.
wait, hold up. Let,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You knew it was
I'll
about to
do-
be hot.
Hell yeah, that's why I gotta. Sometimes
Oh,
I
I
got
see
to
that
shut up.
comment from Lisa.
Yeah.
"Do
She
you
said, do
feel
you
like
feel like
she
she
put
put
her
her sons
sons
in
in
harm's way by arguing with an idiot? The idiot instigated with her. She was
Nah,
trying to.
Nah.
I feel because see that lends to the theory that women just need to be
No,
quiet.
that's what
Some-
that's what
somebody
Erica
agreed-
just said.
No, but
You
somebody
gotta-
agreed with her.
No,
saying
so
she should've
okay.
shut the fuck up and walked away.
No,
Yeah,
no,
people
listen.
been saying that all
Listen,
day. She
how?
should've just shut the fuck up.
How she gotta
Fuck
shut
up.
the
She
fuck
ain't
up? She
gotta
got a right
shut
to
the
say what
fuck
the
up.
fuck she want. You can't listen. I tell you can't stop nobody from fucking talking.
You
People
can't.
can say what the fuck they want to
And
say.
if
Don't
you
put
can
your
shut the fuck
hands
up.
on me. Don't approach me. He
If
don't
you-
have a right. Why he didn't shut the fuck
Right.
up?
Exactly.
There you go.
Say
There
that
you
shit,
go.
Macho.
Why
There
he
you
didn't shut
go.
the
Say
fuck
that
up?
shit.
You a grown man hollering
At a fucking female.
Female like
Oh,
a
light
bitch.
skinned
Man,
ass
come on.
nigga. What
Hey,
that light
hey,
skinned
So
nigga?
wait. And
Because
then listen.
that's what makes you feel tough because that's what you do.
Exactly.
You fuck with weak bitches, you beat their ass, and you thought this was a weak bitch.
Yeah, because if
you
that
didn't
was
think
a
she
nigga
had
standing
nobody
there, it
had her
would've
back.
been- No.
Because all them bitches you been beating, ain't nobody came and whooped
There you
your
go.
ass
There
yet.
you go.
That part.
There you, that part.
why he
right
couldn't
there.
shut the fuck up? Why he didn't
But
leave?
you know
Why he
what?
didn't walk the
Because
fuck
She
away?
was
Fuck all
she
that.
was a
We-
licensed carrier, right? So had she had her pistol on
On
him
her and
and
shot him,
him,
herself,
would she
we
been
wouldn't
wrong?
we wouldn't be
Man,
talking.
he got the
Would she be
same
wrong?
fate.
She wouldn't be wrong. It's
He,
the same-
man, he
no.
had that. Listen, man, listen.
And so in the
My
state
So,
of
so in that
Illinois,
instance, should he have shut the fuck up, or she shut the fuck up? If
He
had to-
shoulda shut the
Oh, right,
fuck
so
up.
Then
That
that's what
part.
that's the point.
He
and then,
shoulda.
and then reports are that the girlfriend
listen.
that gave the message to the police or the witness statement
Who
to the
deleted her
police,
page,
she
yeah.
was the one that was encouraging him to hit the girl.
Listen, man,
Hit the
I don't
woman.
condone whole shit. I don't give a fuck if your last name Winans, man. I don't give a fuck who you are. You punch a motherfucking female, you deserve any motherfucking consequence that come with that. You's a slime ball. You's a doodle juice ass clown. Like, dead ass. Like, there's no
Doodle
fucking
juice.
way you put your hand. Like the way, like, in the way he was, oh, my grandma. Like, he sent you to your, there you, okay, all
Oh,
right.
your grandma.
Bye.
Now, his shit was
Bye.
premeditated in a
Bye.
motherfucker.
Go to GG.
So Carla said, I'm not shutting the fuck up. And then Lisa said, I'm not blaming her, but I may shut the fuck
Talk
up
your
to
mic,
save
you
my
man.
life. Save,
But how did
may
she
shut-
know her?
how would you
but
know?
how
May
would
shut
you
the
know,
fuck
though?
up to save her life. Now,
How?
the nigga wasn't strapped. You know what I'm saying? Like, how I know
was
this nigga's
unarmed.
unstable? How I know this nigga
Right.
is about
But
to
who
beat my
believed he was
ass?
really? But I didn't believe the way he say one more. Like, come on, you don't believe that this nigga really about the way he
in
stepped
front
back.
of
Oh,
people.
but-
The way he
When he
stepped
sat
back,
back,
the
I
way-
said,
nigga
"Oh,
winded up.
and not only that, he
then wind up."
And not only that, he had his fist balled up at the same
Like he
time.
was arguing with
He
a
was-
nigga.
Like he was arguing, no, with another woman.
Man.
Because I don't think
That's
he would
how
do.
he
Yeah,
approached
ain't got
that's
the
how,
balls to
that's
do
how
that
he
shit to
approached
no-
women.
he don't
ain't
have
got
no
the
balls
balls
to
to
do
do
that
it to a
shit.
man.
Right.
But
He-
see, it's
nah.
people like him, and I hate to say it this way, everybody, niggas who beat females, your day is coming. And I hate to say it that way.
That's
but
what
it's
it
like,
was.
Somebody gonna
your,
get that
your
ass.
fucking day came because it's like you're gonna come across the wrong
Wrong
bitch, and whether
bitch.
it's her or the motherfuckers who defended
Or her
her
14-year-old son.
or her
Boy,
14-year-old
oh boy,
fucking
oh
son.
boy.
Hey,
So,
hey.
so Lisa, I agree with you in some cases because you know I will avoid certain conflicts because I gotta get
right.
home to my
Agreed.
kid. You know what I'm
Agreed.
saying? I will avoid certain. But what I did notice in this exchange between her and him, she didn't say anything derogatory.
No.
No. And
She,
was
didn't call
literally
this
cornered.
man
Listen.
out of his name. It sounded like she was trying to explain something to him. She wasn't being rude.
And he came in
She
trying to take
wasn't
cuts
being
anyway,
nasty.
right?
Yeah, he came in
On some
trying
clown
to get
shit,
in
though.
front.
On some
so
clown
she
shit.
addressed that shit. You understand what I'm saying? She was not even once he hit her.
She wasn't
She didn't
aggressive
even
or
swing
nothing.
back. She put her shit
Yeah,
up
she
trying to
called-
protect
yeah,
Trying to
herself.
protect
So
herself.
there
Yeah.
was no aggression coming
Yeah,
from
he
this
used to that.
woman
He
to
used to
even
that.
begin to justify this
He
man's.
used to beat no women.
Let
Violence.
me ask the panel this. Let me ask you all this.
Yes,
He
sir.
was used to it.
Exactly. He's used to it.
Yeah.
His demeanor, his whole character.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't her that night, do you believe it would have been somebody else? I believe it would have been
It was
somebody
somebody else
It
two
was
nights before. He put the bitch in the hospital. Yeah.
Exactly.
He's rageful.
Now let me ask you this: do you believe he walked into his karma that night?
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
He
did.
walked directly into
he
his
did.
karma.
Listen,
And he
God
literally-
said, "Oh, you want to beat these females? I'm gonna send a
Hey,
child
I'm gonna
to
say
get
that. I'm
you."
gonna say that.
Hey,
One of
Carla
the child's
said.
get him.
Hey, Carla said she ate them punches though. He threw that first one and was pissed that she didn't
Yeah,
fall
ball.
from it.
Yeah,
Man,
sis
she
been hit
did.
before.
Man,
That
she-
third one though, she was like, "Hey!"
You know what?
Hey, he did wind up and
He
and-
did.
and gave her all that he had, and she
Listen,
still
threw
stood
He
Yeah.
tall.
almost slipped. He
Listen.
almost slipped the first time.
Yeah,
Then he
look,
put
yeah,
off.
he almost
Man,
fell on
he
his
almost.
ass.
Yeah, he did. He
Like,
caught
nigga,
himself.
She ate that shit.
Wait,
He
Toy
caught
said, Toy said, this motherfucker.
I seen
Toy
that on
said
Facebook all
he
day.
came in for a burger and
Yeah, he
left
left
Out with
wings.
his wings.
Yeah, that was the most classic line of the whole damn
Man.
situation.
Lisa
What's
said-
going on, Carla? Who
Oh,
is this
hold
and
on,
where you
hold
calling from?
What up, though? It's Toy Marie, Top Goddess, calling from Detroit.
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 East
Miss
side or west
Toy.
side?
Is that Miss Toy?
Yeah, Toy Marie.
It is.
Yeah,
Miss
hey.
Toy. Well, I'm trying to call. Just my take on what you guys have been saying thus far. On one, when I first got the reports and I first saw
She on
everything,
speakerphone or something.
I already knew to just turn it off because I knew it was going to be some bullshit. The way they painted it was, the mama was like, hey, texting him, come kill this nigga, and he was chasing, running him down, and
Right.
and all this. It's not what happened. Then when
Right.
the next video came out, then they wanted to change the story and be like, oh, because somebody recorded. They recorded the incident that was happening and saw that he was the aggressor.
Right.
Furthermore, she wasn't arguing. And then today, now we know his girlfriend was there and egging her on,
Right.
egging him on to throw hits at him. But why I would tell her to don't go through with the lawsuit is for the simple fact of we don't know if this child has like street smarts, as in when he was behind bars for that time frame, if he talked. You know how you get police officers, they don't know that I can
Yeah,
just
them
say,
little
I'm
jailhouse
just-
snitches.
that, hey, I need to waive my rights, or I want to waive my rights, or hey, I'm not speaking without a lawyer. You know, he's like, oh, well, they just gave me a Coke. They're being nice to me. I'm 14. Okay, he's asking me simple questions. And then you're giving questions, you're giving answers, not knowing they're setting you up for the okie doke. They're recording the entire time. You don't know what the boys said to the inmates or anything. And for that fact, they can bring that back up. Once you go to court, They may not be able to charge him with first degree. They can still charge him with murder. Whatever he says, and they can ask him questions on the stand.
Her
So
son
when-
might be a
any
savage,
courtroom-
though.
Any courtroom, they can then ask them questions
boy is
about that
an honest
entire
dude.
night. They can drill them and bring other things in
been
and
in
bring up
movies.
new
Listen, he
charges.
was in The Shy.
What
He was
best-
in
He was in The Shy.
Chirac.
Yeah.
He was an actor.
And
in
his
So
mom,
the best
mom-
thing I think
his
for her
mom
to
was in the
do-
movie
no
with DC
criminal
Young Fly.
history. No
Right.
criminal
I think
history.
the best thing for her
He
to
ain't
do,
about
and
that
I'm
life.
hoping somebody, I don't think she has to lay down and be like, oh, I'm taking this like, oh, we just need to be quiet. Black people need to stay in their places. Black people need to not talk or speak. No, I think for the simple fact of your son is already traumatized. You qualify for the Victims Compensation Fund. You have Nicki Minaj and other celebrities and stars that have already, they're already sending money, paying for your son's college and everything like that. But for the simple fact of going through a trial and possibly being charged
Yeah.
for something else again and your son
Yeah.
being locked up.
Yeah, that's the part right there.
Yeah, for
That's
some
the
reason,
problem.
I just don't think they're gonna bring about any more charges on
neither.
these
I
people.
really
They've
don't.
done enough damage,
I
and
really
they
don't
look
think they're
stupid
gonna
as
do it.
fuck right now. So they ain't about to make
Yeah,
this
they gonna make it
dumber.
seem like I was
fucked up.
just
It's
about
gonna
to
look
say
dumber
that. I
and
was just
dumber.
about to
Like,
say
come on
that.
now.
I was
They're
just
not about to
say
bring
that.
no more
You
charges.
gonna
Get
make
this lady,
yourself
sit
look
at the
desperate,
table.
like you just trying to catch
Handle
them up
this
for something.
behind the scenes. Let's go and get a settlement, and we can put a gag order on the settlement. Get these people their money. Let them get
Definitely.
the fuck on.
And I believe that's what's going to
Definitely.
happen, because if it don't happen that way, they already know what's going to happen with the community by
Exactly.
what we already seen.
Exactly.
So they don't want that. So
Exactly.
they're going to do what you say. They're going to
Exactly.
settle
They're gonna.
out of court.
They're gonna.
to do it quietly
And quickly.
and quickly. And the reason why is because, like you said, there is a target, and they're going to want to get them out.
It's a larger target.
It's a
now.
large.
'Cause
It's a
they
larger
fucked
target.
up.
They
fuck-
can.
exactly.
They
I
ain't
agree
fucked
with
up.
you, Neat. They can do whatever they want to do. Obviously, they charged them with first degree murder. They can do whatever they want to do.
And
It's what
clearly-
can they prove.
Right. Clearly they
But she
can, and they
wasn't
dropped
arguing
it.
And
with
the
dog,
prosecutor already said we don't have enough evidence that will
You talking about
prove
this
beyond a
last,
reasonable doubt
That's why the shit
and
dropped.
justify this charge. That's why we're dropping them. The prosecutor went public and said we don't have
But that's
enough
before
evidence.
like them questioning them though. So like I
Yeah.
said, if
Yeah, I
they go
feel you. I feel
on
you.
to any courtroom, if
But
they're
we-
in any
I think
courtroom,
we're dealing with
it gives them cross examination. They can bring up and they can drill them and they can bring in any evidence, anything that the
can.
boy
They can.
said.
Yeah, but her
to
lawyer
But I
can
don't
also
think they
bring the
will.
fact that they evidence was the shit that they
Yeah.
released
Like I
was
said, like even if they
Right.
said, if he said something like they're going for emotional distress or something like that, and the boy was in there like, oh, he's cracking jokes with the inmates, like, oh, it was shit. I popped this. Like we don't know.
Do you know?
Like,
have you
anything
read
could
up on
go
this
left.
kid's background?
So I did, but I'm
So
saying like if
we're
you're
dealing
under
with-
pressure,
we're
so
not
you're in
dealing
jail.
with a dumb,
I know he's not
naive
a thug.
child, right? We're dealing with
So I know
a
he's
14.
not. I know he's not a thug.
Yeah.
But when now he's under pressure. Now he's had trauma happen to him, and we don't know what he has said. So like I said, whatever it can be used against him.
If he,
And they
I'm
can
sure,
Young dog
if he,
voice.
if he
They can
ever
sue the
hear,
actual
listen
restaurant.
to his mom, who seems like a very responsible, contributing
she's
taxpayer,
responsible. But-
she has probably had that talk with her son. Don't talk
That's
to the
what somebody
police.
said in the
Don't
comments.
I have
answer
had
no
talks with
questions.
my son.
Wait till
And my
I send
son
you a
still
lawyer. 'Cause
ended
they
up
spent some time
in
together. They
fault.
spent some time together before they were apprehended. They went home. So Pluston believed there were conversations had about what to and what not
and what's
to
gonna
fucking
happen.
say.
Yeah.
And if he listened,
And so
pray
we
to
can only
God he
hope for
did.
that. But yeah,
know?
pray to God that he didn't say anything. And then the flip side of it is, I mean, he felt threatened, so they have a good case. He was threatened for his life, so he was justified to use whatever
got a
force
son?
he used. I have 3 sons.
You have 3 sons. Awesome. And do you think they would
Yes,
do the
and they
same
go to
thing
the gun
for you?
range. So they've been shooting since they were 9.
Right.
And so, I mean, white people do it all the time. They take their kids shooting and
Right, because
things
a lot
like
of
that.
people were criticizing the fact that he had such a good shot.
No,
And I'm like,
listen,
why
kids,
not?
they
Maybe
go
he went to
shooting.
the
They've been
range.
shooting since they
I
were
don't know
9.
why. I
don't-
take
I
my
don't-
son.
Obviously, it
White
was a
people
good
take
thing
their
that he
kids, but they
was
have-
such a good
Right.
shot.
He could have missed and hit his
shotgun.
own mom.
Young Dolph voice,
I
get
t-
paid, young Nicky.
I
get
take my
paid.
son with me. I take my son
Get
hunting.
paid,
He's 11 years
My
old.
son's been coming
And I
with
take
me
him with
since
me
they
because
were
I need him to understand not just how to target or shoot or something, but how to protect himself and how
to
to
defend.
carry himself like
Right.
in the future. Like I don't
He's
want
be
you to
familiar
be
with
some.
firearms. You don't
I
pick
want
one
you to
up
be
thinking it's a
familiar
toy.
and thinking
Never
it's
know what's
bullshit.
gonna. Never
Yeah,
know
you
when
know
you're
what I'm
gonna
saying?
need
know
it.
the difference. Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I have several guns, and my son is very familiar, and he understands. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm okay with people educating their children at a young
Yeah,
age about firearms. I educate my son not just about firearms, about everything.
Everything.
Because he's never gonna be in the dark about shit. He's gonna know everything.
Say
you
that.
know,
Say that.
because he
Yeah,
just got
exactly.
me.
I'd
You know?
rather teach
Exactly.
them than them learning from the streets.
Exactly, and that's why I told him. I said, don't
Exactly.
learn nothing from nobody at school, and don't learn shit in the street. Because guess what? They don't know shit.
Nothing.
Especially no kids in no damn school.
And I think
They
that was a
definitely don't
good
know
point
more.
that you even brought that they're talking about, because a lot of the people, the naysayers were saying like, oh, why would you let him, like he must be some type of thug, or why would he have a gun? I said, listen, first of all, statistics show that the children that you take to the range and the children you have properly trained around guns and things like that, those are not the ones that's doing accidental shootings. Those are not the ones where
Right.
things are ends up happening, because
Right.
they've gone through the training. Once you've gone through the training, you're not about to be out wild and reckless with it, because you heard the shot, you felt the kickback, and
Right.
you know that once you hit that trigger and you touch, that's it. It's once you shoot it, it's done. So they're more responsible, and so it's absolutely okay. I know one lady has said that, oh, her son is illegal for him to even touch her gun. No. First of all, we have an open carry. Now he did have it concealed, but his mother was still there, and there was a threat. So that's the reason why they couldn't charge him, because there was a threat.
Right.
A serious fucking
A
threat.
serious threat,
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah.
Because like
serious
you
threat.
just never know how that situation turned out, and you see too many times where somebody be out and it's a freak accident, and like, what if this man would have got the tripping and he didn't do that, and then he turned to this and wild shit on her child. Now I'm out with my kid, and my kid is conflicted because somebody fucking ignorant and they want to argue with me and shit over chicken wings or whatever the fuck they was arguing over. Like, I just kind of
in there
feel
for
But
like
she wasn't even
He was
aggressive though.
arguing with
she,
himself.
yeah, he was,
Absolutely.
yeah,
She wasn't
He was
arguing.
already
wasn't,
mad.
but the
He
thing
was
is,
already
he
mad.
came in on temp. He already had
Already.
tension. He already had shit lit up, and he has a record of being somebody who beat bitches'
Beat
asses.
asses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And on his lucky day, he caught the wrong bitch and
That's
her
it.
child.
And
That's
that's
just
it.
it.
And
Right,
that's,
and I'm
that's
because
the
that was
word
one
to the
point I didn't even
wise.
hear about, to even hear that he put somebody in the hospital a few
2
days.
days
Like they're not
before,
saying that on
48
news.
hours before.
Like we're like
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Broke
He
the bitch
used to
arm
beat
and
bitches.
everything.
And then you know what? And those be the ones though, because
And it's the same bitch that's encouraging him to beat another bitch.
She did.
because she definitely getting her
What
ass
did I
whooped
say?
at home.
She was
She
doing that to
used
get
to
in
it.
his good
She-
graces
You understand what I'm saying?
because he had a
No,
bad day, so she
please.
didn't want to go home
No,
with
There
him.
you
she
go.
like
Yeah.
get it off on
No,
her. Don't
bitch,
take
Take
it
it
out
out
on
on
me.
me.
so that I don't
Ooh.
get my
That's
ass
what-
whooped.
that's-
Man,
that's
that's
what I
a
said
whole
in the
nother topic
But
that
this
I would
the-
love to touch on.
This
right
the
there.
witness that the police listen to.
Yeah, the person who been getting their ass beat but ain't told nobody nothing. Cause that's what's going on at home.
Exactly.
Ain't no police reports filed from her getting her ass beat or nothing. But I guarantee if he just put another bitch in the hospital 2 days ago, baby, you done got your ass whipped at home too.
Absolutely.
Oh, my
Absolutely.
God.
No, she
Oh,
hadn't.
she was
Right.
gonna get her ass whooped that
That-
night.
that night.
If that
If she
nigga
didn't
didn't
back
get
him
that
up,
shit
if
off.
she didn't back
It
him
would have
up,
been her. Exactly.
You
It would have
understand
been
what I'm
her.
saying?
Yeah.
Like, I hate you bitches, and start beating her. Like, see, that's why I don't fuck with you disrespectful ass bitches. She would have took the wrath.
Where the fuck is his
Man.
mama?
That's why she like, yeah, hit her, please
His
hit
mama,
her.
he probably saw his mama getting her ass beat growing up. And
Oh,
thought
for
that shit
sure,
was the
because you know what
norm.
other go
He
one
had
way.
to see it.
One
He
or the
had
other.
to.
And then how do we
He
treat
had
his
to.
daughters? How do we treat his daughters, I wonder?
He probably treat his daughters like
Angels.
angels.
Like princesses.
Angels.
Those
Yes,
be the
like
ones.
he- women. He
that's-
probably got mommy
Hold
issues.
the iron,
and hate
hold
That's
the
women,
iron.
you know what
his
I'm saying?
daughters are the smoke screen. This is how I treat women, but this is how I really treat grown women. See, when you got a man
You
like
don't
that, he
understand
ain't.
what he teaching them
He,
baby girls.
exactly. He don't understand nothing to the
Setting
point
them
that
up for
he's
abuse.
setting them up. He's
Yeah.
setting them up to the point that he's going
I
to
mean,
show
it's
us
done
one
now.
thing. He's going to show us one thing with them,
And do another.
do another with grown women.
But that's how usually how abusers
there you
are,
go.
you know.
There you go.
I know someone who was just like abused all the time, and then you know when she finally got the strength to leave, and then he went somewhere else and got a wife and got married and had kids. What he do? Beat her to the point that he ended up in prison. That shit is a smoke screen. People who
No,
have abuse
yeah.
issues is all the way around. Somebody still on the line? I'm sorry,
Miss
baby.
Toy, Miss Toy,
She still here?
we appreciate
Yeah,
you
she
calling
is.
in, Miss Toy. We appreciate you
Thank
sharing
you
your
so
truth
much.
tonight, my baby.
I did want to say one last thing, one other
Go
point
ahead.
that I just found out today. Allegedly, he has a cousin that goes by the name El Gambino, which left a message with his picture on his shirt that said, "I kept telling my cousin, keep
I
his
saw
hands
that.
off of people. I can't believe this right now, man. I'm so mad at you because
saw that.
ain't play about his chicken though." And then he has like his chicken, and he came in with he got his wings. So, but obviously his cousin, he's saying the same thing. If this is his real cousin, that
So
he's
it's
been
like
telling him to
family
keep
knows.
his hands off
If
of
it
people.
is, you know, people get
Yeah,
doing
people
shit
So
on
fly
that's
on
my
social
last
media.
part.
Shit
You
on
guys have a
social
You
great
media.
gotta
night.
verify that shit.
It was a dude that posted pictures with him in the restaurant where it happened at with the tacos. Like, if this dude died over some tacos, I want to see how good these tacos was.
You're
The
right.
other thing,
right.
I want to piggyback on what you were saying about the abusers, right?
Uh-huh.
So, if you look at, we don't really know how he treated his daughters. We're speculating because most abusers, you're going to treat your children a little bit better than you treat the person you're abusing, right? So it's a control and a power thing, right? So I'm already an authoritative figure over this child. So there's no reason for me to
So
assert my
there you
control.
go. Right.
Right.
He already got the control.
The drive is to get control over this other adult human being.
Because
right.
I can't
That's
control them
weak
like I
enough-
Because
control
I'm
that's
not
my
weak
child.
enough
supposed to be able to control her, but if I can,
I
I'm
get
the
off.
man.
But
you know what I'm
but
saying?
he'll seek the weakest one to control.
Yeah,
because he
he
ain't
will.
go. He
It
can't
got-
get
it's gotta
no.
be
he
a
can't-
weak one.
It got to
But
be.
gotta
it
be.
don't never has to be, because I've seen some strong bitches fall.
I don't understand.
for real.
How you gonna claim strong?
But
falling?
if they was a strong bitch was falling, it was a crack in the code. So
It
It's
had-
cracking,
had
it's
to.
cracking
Something
everybody's
there.
Something.
code. It's just who's slick enough to get through that slither.
But it's levels
You
to.
understand what I'm
But it's
saying?
levels to physical abuse.
It always.
Because me personally, like I said, it's levels. It start mentally. Once they know you sticking around after mentally,
Mm-hmm.
now it's coming verbally. Once they see you sticking around with the verbally,
Now
now
physical.
now it's physical. Now once it get physical, now you self-inflicting because you sticking around. You don't look at the red flags. You think you could change a man. But once he put your hands on you, once he get into your head to got you thinking a little bit of yourself to the point that you think he's all you need, that you gotta stay and take that abuse, he got you to the point that you continuously take it, till you continuously take it, thinking you will never change. Leave. Run, Forrest, run. Don't keep staying around for
Absolutely.
it. This is where most of our women are getting caught up in, and I hate to flip it around, but we gotta pay more attention. You gotta love yourself a little bit more. If you loving somebody else a little bit more, that you gotta take the abuse, think of yourself a little bit or less, to the point that you gotta take the hurt. It's time to go. It's time to go, because to be honest with you, now you self-abusing yourself. You literally volunteering. You're no longer a victim. You see it. You're staying. You can't keep calling yourself a victim when you're sticking around. You volunteering to get fucked up.
You ever heard the phrase battered woman syndrome?
I heard the phrase of everybody can get battered.
No,
but I heard it. I heard it. Yeah.
That's an actual psychological term, right?
Clinical diagnosis.
It's a diagnosis.
So
Battered
how
woman-
you get there?
Listen.
Okay.
So this is why we don't blame the victim. Mm-hmm. Okay? So if you're saying if you keep getting beat and you keep staying, then you're volunteering for the abuse.
Well, you are.
No, you're not.
What are you doing?
Just like there's a grooming process when it comes to molesting
Mm-hmm.
children, there's a grooming process when it comes to abusing women. So there's a way, it's levels, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna get you mentally. I'm gonna get you isolated. I'm gonna
Uncle
make sure you
Uncle
don't have
giving me you to put your hands on
I'm gonna
somebody's
make sure you
vibe.
don't have a support system.
Uncle giving me he didn't smack the bitch up before vibe.
Right. So I'm gonna make sure you don't have a support system.
No,
I'm gonna
I
isolate.
didn't say that.
Listen, I'm gonna isolate you
No.
from your family. I'm gonna get you into a place where you
isolation is the
have
first part.
nothing else or nowhere else to go.
Mm-hmm.
You have nobody else to turn to. I beat your self-esteem down to such a degree
Mm-hmm.
that you don't think you can do better than me.
They do that mentally.
Listen, they do that to the victim
Right, mentally.
And so that doesn't mean the victim is volunteering. That victim has been mentally damaged to the point that she don't even see her worth.
Exactly, because he already got you mentally.
Right, but that doesn't mean she's volunteering.
But listen to what I'm saying, because I'm not going to sugarcoat this shit. I'm just being straight honest with it. Because to be honest with you, like I said, there's levels. Once he got you mentally, he got you already thinking a certain way about yourself that you should accept this. Where is the love for yourself to the point that you got to say, he getting me
Do you
mentally.
agree that it's a lot of people out here that probably haven't been loved properly, so don't even have the proper love for themselves?
And then they
There
get
you
they get
go.
the smallest amount of love and think that shit is enough,
Right,
because
and
they
so-
don't know what the proper
And
amount
that's
is.
so they misinterpret, like he loves me because when it's good, but when it's
People are
bad, it's bad.
naive.
He loves me because he takes care of me. He loves me because this is the way he shows me he loves me. You understand what I'm saying? And then some women really like, it's not that simple to just say leave. Some women, like most victims of domestic violence, die leaving.
D-Mac.
Because
D-Mac.
they don't just stop. Because they don't know. I got to speak up for these women now. What you're not gonna do is make the victim the problem. Let me speak up for them. Let me speak up for them. They have to leave safely. They have to leave with a plan. They have to leave in such a way as to not endanger themselves and their children in the process. Because if this person already has control over them, their mind, their body, they're beating them, they're whatever, they have shown that they will do anything, right? So it's not just, why don't you just leave? You still making a decision to stay. No, I'm making a decision to save my life. I might get beat here, but if I leave in the process, I could die. That has to happen, and it takes years sometimes for women to plan that because they got to secretly save. You understand what I'm saying?
I know a Facebook friend who got into it with her husband, right? She is from the East Coast somewhere, right? Moved out here with her husband, all of her family, none of them stay in Michigan. She got into it with her husband. Her husband put his hands on her. She called the police. He got put in jail for the weekend. Mind you, she doesn't drive. She doesn't work. She has 2 kids.
Well, that's
right?
a lot of isolation.
And now
You understand what I'm saying?
reaching
No,
out.
which fuck she's supposed
Now
to
she's reaching out to Facebook for. I can't
But
even
he
feed
did
my
that
kids for the
purposely.
weekend.
You know that, right?
So but
That's
she
what
put
they
herself.
do. Isolation
He
means
put her
control.
in that position. You know what I mean? She didn't volunteer. Like she thinking that this is a dude. That she married and she gonna be safe. She in good hands type shit. So in what way would you say that she volunteered to be in this situation as it continues to happen?
Can I get 2 sentences out without D-Mac
I ain't
jumping
gonna
on
say
my
shit.
post?
I ain't gonna say nothing.
I need 2
I ain't
sentences,
gonna say
D-Mac,
nothing.
before you jump
I'm
all
through
on me.
talking. I'm through talking.
Because to be honest with you, I was going somewhere with it. I was going the same direction you was, but if I would at least got about 12 and a half
ahead.
more
Go
sentences,
ahead, bro.
I would have told you I agree with you and everything you said.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say.
Okay.
And I don't like you for it because you just messed up what I was going to say.
My bad.
Literally.
My bad.
So, I mean, I was. There you go. Give it to me because you just fucked me up. I had somewhere I was
Excuse
going.
my truth, my baby.
Hey, I was going to give it to you too because I don't mind literally coming off to the point that I'm thinking like somebody else would think. See, we on air. We can't just think. Oh, we got to think like them. Somebody else may be thinking like I'm thinking or like he thinking.
So you just putting it out there.
I'm putting it
I
out
get
there.
you, I
I'm
get
putting
you.
it out there. So it's not just a one-way picture. Everybody see art a different way. Every picture, every painting that we go to and see, we're going to see it a different way. Oh, the shade of that blue looks right, so this picture looks so nice. We're not going to look at the picture the same way ever.
Oh no, that's why we have 4 people and 4 perspectives, but we all
Exactly.
excuse our own truth.
And
Stay-
on that note,
and-
Matt, we gonna get our final thoughts. I'm gonna defer mine to our guests, and our final thought just consists of us dropping a couple of liners on what we think about tonight's topic, and we gonna start with guests to our immediate front.
Okay. My thing is about the whole topic. I don't think the boy was wrong for defending his mama. I think he's 14 years old and he has a mindset of a 14-year-old, and that's that. As far as them suing and things like that, do I agree? Originally, let me say this. Originally, I said that I felt like they should have waited. It should have cooled off. But I will say that, Mac, you made some very valid points to me, and I feel like, why not do that shit while it's hot? While everything, all this attention is here, putting that shit out there to show
Get
that you
paid,
niggas
young
fucked
nigga,
up.
get paid.
Y'all fucked up. And a lot of times the law fucks up, okay? And like you said, who else they gonna go after? You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing if you get in a car accident. Same shit. If I get in a car accident, I'm suing because I want to get paid because now I'm fucked up. And my thing is just because I'm not. Well, she is physically fucked up, but the mental could be way worse than her physical right now. A couple punches from a motherfucker bitches and got into fights before. A nigga might have rocked her shit, but your son had to watch this shit. So now he's traumatized. Now you have to deal with his trauma. I've definitely seen and experienced mothers trying to provide therapy and put their kids in therapy and to fix trauma that their kids done been through. You don't know what the fuck that's gonna do to that boy. They gonna be scared to go in public with his fucking mama. You know, so I do agree with you now that we had this conversation. Yeah, go ahead and put that paperwork out there because what's the worst that can fucking happen? And if he did talk and say something like what you said, I'm sure he talked to his mother and she told him not to. If he did say something, as long as he's saying the truth on what the fuck happened, then it don't matter.
Don't even fucking matter.
And I'm done.
That's
Mr. Real Talk,
Yes.
what I'm talking about.
what's your final thought, my
I
guy?
differ.
Oh,
I
okay.
digress.
I was riding up 8 Mile with a mindset of something else until I had this conversation that got me educated on some things that I had no idea on. So I was leaning certain to agreeing and literally understanding the whole process of this case. And I literally feel like they need to sue, but I feel like give it a few days or weeks. Literally know what you're going to go after. Talk about it. They deserve all of that. They do. My thing is, let's also take from this. Not just look at it and say sue. Let's just take from this like we don't know what the next person been through in life. Do we really think it's necessary for us to continue? I'm not saying shut up. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying shut up. I'm not saying none of that. But some things just don't need attention to. Because we don't know what we've been through. We don't know what that next man or next woman life been through. Because we all having some type of problems today as we see in the news. So to prevent all this, man, at times, let's just say, okay, not telling the woman shut up, but the man should have shut up. Either way it go, let's be mindful to take something from it and look at this and see what we can do to better ourselves and better our, just not ourselves, but our women and our kids so we won't have to put them in these type of positions. Versus just talking about it, now let's see, we got a problem here. Let's see to it now. Because that's what we do. We'll see to the problem, but let's say issue solved. But what we going to do to prevent it from keep happening?
And there you have it.
Them pockets.
That's
There you
his
go.
truth, y'all. We appreciate y'all tapping in, man. We'll see y'all next Wednesday on Excuse My Truth podcast with Mac and Macho, y'all.
Real talk.
We out.
Bye.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.
Nasty Production.